Coochie down to the socks like I'm Biggie Papa.
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I got my wig from looking like this to this without taking my wig off. So first I'm just going to brush out all the knots out of the hair, and I like to do this first because I'd rather do this now than on a fresh layer of glue. Now I'm just going to oil my scalp. I just flip my wig over and apply the oil throughout my scalp. I do recommend this step if you're trying to grow your hair out like me, but if you can't because you know your wig is sewn down or anything of that nature, then it is okay. Now I'm just gathering my hair to make sure it's all out the way. I'm going to be using my hot comb to slick back those hairs. Now we detangled our hair, and now I'm just using the hot comb to melt some of the product and just get it out the way so that we have a clearer foundation or a clearer hairline to work with. Now I'm just using an edge brush or edge comb to just pick out those little stubborn hairs that are really either stuck on my forehead or stuck in whatever place that they're in. So when it comes to the stubborn areas, I do put some water on my finger and then tap it onto the hairline, and then just continue in this kind of scratching, rubbing out motion to really just get that dirty product out of your hair. Just be careful not to be too aggressive with this part, guys, because you can rip the hair out of the lace and we don't want that. If the hair is still too stubborn to your forehead or to its place, just use some more water and be a little bit more patient with yourself. At this part, I am just cutting off some extra lace that I feel like I'm not going to need, or I know I'm not going to need when I end up reapplying the glue, and just fixing any imperfections on the hairline and any loose pieces that I know should come off. You can skip this step if you don't feel like you need to do it, but I feel like a lot of the time when wearing wigs, and the longer you wear them, there's going to be a lot of buildup at the edges, and you don't want that part. There's going to be hairs that might have come out. There might be hairs that just don't look like they fit your forehead anymore for the hairline. I just feel like this is a perfect time for some customization to make sure that it's giving as natural to your scalp as possible. Yeah, just try to get any of that black built up glue at the edges or extra lace that you don't need, so this look can look as natural as possible. Now that we are done with that, I'm going in with my Even lace spray and spraying behind the hairline. Now when I say that, I mean like I try not to get it on my forehead directly, like I messed up right there and I tried to fix it because I don't want that shiny look. Like when you put a lot of layers like I'm going to, and it finally dries, that shiny look just kind of makes the naturalness not as natural. So yeah, and to avoid this, we just try to get it behind the hairline. Now that we are done with the first layer of glue, I am just going in with my blow dryer first. This is just so when I start laying the lace down, it's being stuck down to tackiness instead of wetness, because then it's not going to stay down. It's going to keep lifting, as you can kind of see here, but that's because the lace is still kind of hard. So we're using that product to soften it up a little bit, re-loosen some of that glue that's already on the lace. Now that I've added my second layer of glue, I'm using this as an opportunity while it's still wet to just brush back some of those hairs that are trying to come back to the front. I'm just brushing the longer hairs back and brushing the shorter hairs back to the front where they're supposed to be. And I'm just going back in with my blow dryer, and the tackier it gets and the hotter it gets, I'm just using my comb to press it down into my skin. And now you can see it's starting to blend back into my skin. Like the original glue from the first install is not as hard anymore, and we're just using the blow dryer to blend everything together. Now I'm going in with my third layer, and this is what is really just gonna blend everything together the best, in my opinion, that third layer. And I do another layer after this part, but this is the part where it really starts to melt into my skin. Of course, we're just continuing to use the blow dryer to melt the lace into the skin. And as you can see on the corner of my head right there, that is what we were trying to avoid. The extra shininess does make it look like you're wearing a wig or you have product on your hair. So that is why we were trying to avoid it. But it is okay because you can use rubbing alcohol, or you can even use mousse containing alcohol to just remove it off your forehead. Now I'm just going down my sideburns. I always do this part last because they lift up first. So you want to make sure that this area is concentrated on so you can get the most, I guess, long lasting. I don't know, but I just need to be focused on by itself because they come up so easily. Now I'm just moving on to the other side, spraying that layer, making sure that it gets nice and tacky so that I can lay it down, making sure that I'm using my finger so that it doesn't move or go anywhere. Again, just using that layer, that first layer of glue to just kind of loosen up the old glue a little bit, and then going back in with my second layer to start the melting process. As the hairline starts to get tacky, use your comb again and just press it back into your skin. You can use your finger. Be careful using your finger because that can cause a white cast. I personally try not to care too much if I cause a white cast because we can fix that later with makeup. But just use this dragging down motion once you see like the glue is starting to get tacky. And now that the wig is glued back onto my head, I'm just using one last layer to really make it feel secure. Okay, I know that I said that was the last layer, but I am spraying this last layer to my entire hairline. That was the last layer for that section, but now I'm just spraying the melting spray all over my hairline for that final layer of glue for that extra security. Okay, so as for the makeup part, I did not use any alcohol or mousse to clean up my hairline because I was too lazy to get up and go get it. But please clean up your hairline, guys. Using in the Morphe palette, I am taking a shade that is about 2 shades darker than my skin tone in some areas, and then in other areas I am taking a color that is basically my skin tone. You don't want your whole hairline looking like a white cast, and the makeup does oxidize a little bit and become a little bit lighter. So for the best results, I do recommend using tones that are your color and about 2 shades darker. I do not immediately put on a melting band after melting my lace. I will walk around the house or go outside so that the natural cool air can set my lace. You can try to do this with a blow dryer, but I don't think a blow dryer gets cold enough. And wait until the end of the day to put it on. And if you came from my reel or TikTok, you know why. If you guys like this video or found it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe so that other people can find me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.